My favorite method of laying fertile ground for growing money is visualization. Seeing ourselves how we want to be is powerful, but it also takes practice and some dedication. Believe me, if it took more than a little dedication, I would not have done it. I have the attention span of a squirrel. Visualization is powerful because as we see things in our minds, they start to manifest in reality. This takes some time, but it always starts with a vision. As soon as we decide to visualize, say, being financially independent, the ego starts with creeping doubts, making vision difficult. The ego is an expert in coming up with reasons why something can't happen. We start getting caught on details, while the ego, believing that it has the tools to make this happen, starts to bombard us with potential obstacles. Settle down, release those blocking thoughts as they come, and just allow yourself to dream. It may feel stupid or delusional, but it is not. It is the most powerful creation tool you have for shaping your reality. Making money and spending it. It seems reasonable that the money we have is a factor of the money we make and the money we spend or save. While mathematically it works that way, the mechanism that makes it happen is not under our control. Don't get me wrong, we set the direction and the agenda, but on the day-to-day, we still control nothing. Take my situation right now as I'm writing. I am on a train to New York City. I would have gone on any other train and gotten off at any other station. I could also stay on this train all the way to Washington, but no, I set my destination to New York, and that is where I'll get off. While this is fully up to me, I am not aware of how this is happening, and I can't control any of it. I can't make the train go faster or slower, make the correct turn, or even know whether it's making the right turns. The same goes for us with money. We set the direction with our thoughts and beliefs, and our subconscious is responsible for executing it. All we can really do is experience it. We can make heroic attempts to command the operation and control it, but the fruit of our efforts will be either short-lived or affect our situation negatively. Controlling how we make and spend money is like controlling the train going to New York. If I tried, the best scenario is that I'd find myself restrained to my seat. At worst, I'd be asked to get off at the nearest station. Instead, I'm just sitting, enjoying the view, and getting some writing done. This scenario is also true for writing this book. I imagined it, and now it is as if it's writing itself. I am sitting and words are being spilled into my computer. I know it is coming from somewhere in me, but I'm certainly not in control of the process. Would you still have the money now? A fun question we like to ask once in a while is, if you didn't spend that money in the past, would you still have that money in the bank today? The answer is a resounding no. First, you know my take on what ifs. They're a pointless delusion. Regardless, the amount of money we have is not a result of what we make and spend. The opposite is true. Making and spending money is a tool the subconscious uses to align our financial situation with our beliefs. The money we have is not the mathematical result of random subtractions and additions. There is a pattern and a purpose. Once we figure out the method we use to tell the subconscious to block money, we may be able to stop and allow more money in. Very much like, earlier in the train, I discovered that even if I ended up breaking into the conductor's car and started pressing random numbers, it wouldn't get me any closer to New York, but quite the opposite. Bills. Gauging from our reaction to bills as they reliably come from various sources can be a fun experiment in discovering how we view money. Somehow, most of us manage to be stressed by bills. If you think about it for a minute, you will realize that if this is not the dumbest thing we do, it is certainly up there on the list. We usually start our affair with bills when we move into our new place, going off to college, work, etc. Mom and dad are no longer there, and we are rather unprepared to deal with all that life is ready to dump on us. At first, it's the phone and electric bill, then it's cable, insurance of some kind, and so on from there. Since we all have bills, and most of us have similar reactions to them, they can make a great platform for self-observation. Let's first agree on one basic thing. First, being upset or anxious about bills is plain dumb. Most of those bills come every month, and all they ask is that we fulfill commitments that we made. The other end is that we get to enjoy the benefits of the services provided all month long. We can live with a fraction of the monthly bill we get now. It's just that electricity and phone are too darn exciting to live without. The total amount of bills we get is irrelevant to our financial situation. Monthly expenses, like any other money exchange we make, are used to equalize our situation and leave us with a certain amount of money, which in turn leaves us with a specific feeling. It's not so much that the subconscious monitors our money, because all it cares about is making us feel a certain way. Bills work well since we get our fix of anxiety, despair, annoyance, or whatever it is you're used to feeling when we get bills on a regular basis. Now that we agree that stressing about bills is pointless, we can move towards understanding that if our intention is unfavorable due to tight cash flow, feeling bad about bills make the situation worse, not better. Here's something to try. The next time you get a bill, think about what services are associated with that bill. If it's something you don't need, just cancel it. There's always a phone number, and if you paid your phone bill last month, you can call it and cancel. If it is something you use, take a minute to think about it and be grateful. When you get the electric bill, imagine the easy life you have. You just write one check, and in return you have endless means to bring into your place light, heat, cooking, and entertainment, such as television and Wii. You get to use your computer and more. All of that, and this is only electricity. Can you imagine how grateful you can be for when the cable bill comes in? Paying rent should be no different. If you paid in person, make sure to thank your landlord or whomever for their small part in your life. A roof over your head is nothing to scoff at. And lastly, never ever resent any bills you have to pay, no matter what it is. Whether it is paying your ex-wife or paying a pro football player that is sitting on the DL for the season, resenting is a huge blocker, but it's also a good indicator. It makes no difference what you resent, but be assured, every time you resent it, in order for more of it is being placed in your name. The universe knows where you live. Remember, it is the one sending you the bills.